Good morning, track fans. How you doing? Welcome to Sunday Slotcast Sessions with me, Pete Brown. How you doing? Good morning. Top of the morning to you all. It's Sunday Slotcast Sessions. Get in there. And we are lively this morning because we've got a great show coming up. A lot to look at. Of course, just caught me looking at my latest edition of Stock Car Magazine. Reason it's so close is because I can't say that too closely. Got my visa documents for America, which is this week. Excelente. So I'll pop them in there. Definitely not going to forget my choice reading Stock Car Magazine. Boom. How are you all doing this morning? Wow, it's going to be a scorcher, I heard. A scorcher, I tell you. So I really must write down my intro because I've forgotten it all. I tell you why. When I've finished dying. I tell you why. Because what I did was I got up a bit earlier this morning so I could be here bang on the money and cost you all your sweepstake cash. Yes, indeed. What do you mean, Mark? I'm here on time. What do you mean you'll be here in a bit? I'm already here. I'm not late today. You're not off the hook. No, some brilliant things been going on this week, which we'll talk about through the show, of course. America. One thing I do want to bring up though is when I had the flag, the stars and stripes. Here it is. Get it right way up, everyone. Da-na-na. I put it down here, so I said, "Oh, throw it down there." Well, this we call Albert Wilf. Any young track fans? We call any flag belongs to a country. We call it the colours. Okay. So here, just to put in some balance into the argument. Yes, there it is, everyone. I can see Slot Art Dave falling off his chair now, going, "Oh my God, it's a flag loony." But I can assure you that no colours would ever touch the floor. I've got literally a whole heap of like boxes and sort of stuff down here that I need to sort out. I'm laughing because it's been there forever. I mean, come on, guys and gals, we've all got a pile that we need to sort out. So these colours will never touch the floor, my friends. So someone said to me, "Oh, did you put those colours on the floor?" No, I did not. They were on my pile of stuff here where I threw them down here on the boxes and stuff. So calm down. No colours touch the floor ever. Not on my watch. I just won't allow it. And I know quite a few other people who are in that mindset. The colours will not touch the floor. Right, Joe? Okay. Probably the last time I'm cracking that out now. Oh, Joe, I love it. Right. So, who we got in the chat? Let's say hello to everyone. Right, what we've got going on. Then we'll get on with the show because it's a scorcher today. We need to spend more time in the sun than we do in the basement. That's for sure. Such a busy day yesterday. That's good. Of course, my right-hand men are here. Crew, in the format of Daz. Daz, stick around. Might be popping up a bit later. Who knows? Rob Sale, possibly the nicest guy in the hobby. And good morning, Sue, in the background. If you've been, got the misfortune of being subjected to these tones again, there you go. Right, while I'm running through the chat, obviously, a few people have turned up in the last few minutes. So welcome to Sunday's podcast sessions, everyone. Good morning to you. While I'm quick, I tell you what, if I read out your name and you haven't already done it, press the like button for us. Let's go a call out for a like. That's how cheap this show's got. Good morning, John D. How you doing? Right, will I be competing in the Revo Slot Championship final race starting soon? No, I'm not there on this one. I might be there in spirit. I popped into the epic live streams yesterday. We'll cover those a bit later in the show in more depth. But yeah, very good effort by Josh Slots and that Slot Car guy. In honesty, it's Travis's live stream, but Josh Slots are putting it up. But more to come, more to follow on that. Oh, we've got some breaking news as well this morning. Got some breaking news from last night that no one knows about unless you read the letter. So here, right here on this show, proud to bring you before any of the other journos, and it's not my style, but these guys are dear, dear friends of mine. So I feel privileged to be able to break this exciting news to you a bit later. So stay tuned if you want to find out what the big news is. Plenty of big news through the show. This is quite big news. It's pretty big news. For these guys, it's massive news. Anyway, so John, no, I'm not there today. I'm there in spirit. They keep it going. We've all said that when we turn 50, we're going to go to see my brother-in-law in Melbourne. And I tell you, we've probably planned for that for a year or two because of the costs. I will let everyone know when I'm in Melbourne. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a Track Fans party somewhere, probably Travis's hangar. But, you know, he doesn't know that. He probably won't know that until people start parking on his drive going, what the hell is a... Yeah, I recognise these people. What the hell's here? And then he just hears from like some car. He'll be like, oh, Struth. He'll know exactly what's happened. So good morning to you, John. Are you racing in that or are you spectating like us? Good morning, Bo. How you doing, buddy? Good morning, Aid. Reet. Shed fans are in the house. Love it. Good morning, Tara. How you doing? Yes, Spanneroonies are in the house too. Good morning, Boykinator and Orson from over Washington. Yeah, see, Washington, just Washington today. Who'd have thought there's two Washingtons in America? Honestly. We've got that here, but with Newcastle, you've got a Newcastle under Lyne and a Newcastle upon Tyne, and they are miles away from each other. Excellent. Good morning, Doug's in the house. Here we go, Dougie boy. How you doing, mate? You all right? What are you up to today? It's you're in early or you're on late a lot recently. So, what are you doing? Yeah, I can. Okay, it's just got one of those. It's got that feel to the show already, hasn't it? Oh, good morning, good evening, Ted. What are you saying? Ted might be coming to the Nationals next week, but Ted, listen, mate, it's a 6-hour round trip. So don't sweat it if you can't manage it. But hey, the thought is there. The thought is there, bud. No, great to have your company on the show, my friend. I know it is the middle of the night where you are. It's absolutely desperate time in the morning where you are. So yeah, well done for that. And Harry the Hat is here, of course. Good morning, H. How you doing? See, you've got your family involved on the tracks over the last few days. So if anyone's catching up with Harry the Hat, then he will be... just check out his videos. I need to catch up with those in honesty, Harry, but I saw a ladies' night there and I saw family racing as well. So that's pretty cool. We're going to have some of that. Scott, good morning. G'day, bro. How you doing? You know, he's saying g'day, Bo. I've remixed it. That is awesome. And good morning, Pat. There he is. Extraordinaire, live streamer extraordinaire. Get in there. I can't wait to catch up on this today. Yes. I was editing yesterday, a little bit of running around yesterday, all family stuff and shopping stuff and boring stuff. But today is the day. I've got a little bit of editing to do, dog walking to do. Blackberries are out, so I'm going to go foraging for loads of blackberries, get them in the freezer, ready for my winter apple and blackberry crumbles. And the plums are coming through on the tree as well. So plum and blackberry or plum and apple crumble. Oh, it's all going off. And I've got some raspberries off the... This is the place to be, I tell you. But anyway, Pat, I'm talking about fruit and vegetables for a reason. You've started something, which we'll disclose a little bit later in case anyone's a little bit behind the curve on the YouTube watchings. Not stealing Pat's thunder, by the way. I'm just complimenting something that was absolutely genius. Good morning, Roger. Good morning. Here he comes in from Germany. Boom, boom. And... Exactly, Dave. That's why they're folded up and put back on the shelf nicely and neatly. Rather than I was going to hang them. I was going to hang them here sort of like as a, you know, like a little show. But I thought, no. We've used it. It was a flag gag. We've milked the gag now on 2 shows, so the flags are away. Marky Boy's arrived again. He popped out. He thought I was going to be late. So I'm here on time, and he's 5 minutes late. Boom, busted the patch. 3 rooms is in. Good morning. Oh, really, Rog? Well, you've got class then, buddy. So what I'm doing is I'm getting my final wears in on these T-shirts now. And then today will be the cut-off because I'm going to wash them all tonight, ready to take to America on Wednesday. I tell you, I'm thinking about this. It's a strategy. Not only have I got my visa, but I'm on the plan with what I'm going to wear because I've got limited space in my case, in my sort of cabin rucksack that I use, because I've got like cars for the Rahul. I think I've got some other things arriving here in the next couple of days that I've got to ferry over. Oh, Boise's been on a rampage, hasn't he? So I've got that to do, and I've got stuff to ferry back as well. So obviously, if someone got wind that I'm going to Electric Dreams, they've gone through their stock, realised they've got holes in their arsenal, kinks in the armour, and got me bringing back like the original slot car mule. A ton of stuff, but I love it because, you know, these guys have done so much for me. It's literally the least I could do, you know. So that is great. 3 rooms, here we go, and Gaz is up. Man alive, it must be racing day or something because he doesn't get up on a Sunday unless there's something's happened. So has there been like a power outage or something down in Bristol, or are you racing? What's going on, Gaz? Why welcome aboard and lovely to have you, mate, but why are you here? The banter. He's good for it. He's good for it. All right, just running through. Perfect. Right, we've caught up with it. Excellent. I haven't seen Albert and Wolf yet. I think something's going on there. Great news as well. Oh, so proud. Vinny, Big Vern, hang on. This is me and Vince. I mean, Vince has lost a bit of weight now, in honesty, so don't look at this as a reflection. But that's me and Vin having a laugh as usual. He's expecting his 3rd child, everyone. He's got another baby on the way. So Vince and Aid got a baby on the way. So Albert and Wolf have got a baby brother or baby sister coming. How exciting is that? I mean, we're beside ourselves because now I've got to get a bigger garage to fit the new tribe in. Unbelievable. So congratulations, Vin. Well done, Albert. Wolfie, getting a new brother, sister. Wolf, you're not going to be the youngest anymore. Imagine that. It's going to be great. You're going to watch them getting told off for a change. Really? Oh, come on. Look, Dave, Spudtastic comment on the screen. Excellent. I love it. So, look, let's get on with it. Let's crack into the show. I think this is a record. 13 minutes into the show on Sunday slot car sessions with me, Pete Brown. You can catch me here every Sunday, bar 4 a year, where I take a bit of time out. And if you like what you're seeing on integrate into, oh, forget, I've lost my flow of track. If you like what you're doing in the chat, or you liked what it is so far, hit the like button. The light monitor Daz is in the room. He's going to take it from here. And yeah, so let's crack on and let's start having a chat about some slot cars and getting your opinions and your views on some stuff that's been moving around the hobby for the last week or so, or stuff that's been on the simmer that's just come to the light, where which we'll see in a moment or 3. So as we do from the top of the show, let's give some kudos and a shout out to the young track fans out there. Everywhere there's a young track fan coming through. We want slot cars to be all year, not once a year at Christmas time. That's what we like to do. That's what we're aiming to do. Just have fun, get a word out there, and enjoy ourselves in the process. I had, and you know, there's something for you here, kids. I had it up from Marco on good authority that there's 1,000 slot cars releasing this year. 1,000. I thought it'd be a couple of hundred. So guys, kids, young track fans, you've got some choices out there, because 1,000 slot cars says there's going to be some deals going on soon. You're going to get some good deals off that, because people are going to get them, not like them, repost them out there, or they're going to sit there on the shelves and they're going to be put out on a bargain basement. So 1,000 slot cars says it's competitive, and people wouldn't make 1,000 slot cars unless they were confident that they could get the business from it. So young track fans, there are some deals coming through for us. Right, Albert, Wolf, good morning. Lewis, Eleanor, Liam, good morning. Liam, how you doing, mate? You all right in Canada? Oof, you've been watching the racing. Tense, huh? What a time to be a Verstappen fan. Ruben, good morning to you. We'll speak about you in a moment, my man. But happy birthday to you for the week. Isabella, Rowan, good morning. Rowan had a power snooze yesterday. I saw it with my own eyes. Well done. Give your dad a bit of time off. Love that. Lewis, Elisa, good morning. Sasha, she's back from holiday, released the first video back fresh from this week. So that is nice to see. I've not seen it. That's why I said that's nice to see. Not it was nice to watch, because I've not watched it. Guilty, hands up. I've been literally online since Wednesday. Literally. So I'm going to be watching that today in my little back catalogue, watch later, whatever you call it. So well done, Sash. Be watching that. And you, Daihi, of course, yeah. But this is not your section. This is Sasha's section, young track fan. Good morning, Elliot. Good morning, Mia. Good morning. How you doing, Mia? She's back from a bit of a breakout as well. Good morning, Jacob in Thrapston. Good morning, Orson in Washington. Good morning, Cameron over in Black Country. How am you? Leo up in Nottingham. You know, Robin Hood's country. How you doing, Leo? You all right? I saw you doing a bit of HO in the week with your dad. That was pretty cool, mate. That was really cool. Anyway, are you working with your dad on the mountain that I see? Obviously, I can't call it its WhatsApp name because that's not the right section of the show to bring that into it. Good morning, Charlotte and Mason. Good morning, Jacob. That is Jacob up in North Staffs. You racing, Jacob, or are you studying? What are you doing? Come on, hit me up. Good morning, Leighton. Good morning, George. And good morning, Olivia. There you go, young track fans. God, got a frog in my throat this morning. What is going on? Let's get that. Let's get some liquid in there. There you go. I told you we'd be talking about you in a minute, Ruben. Happy birthday, me old matey. What? Look at this guy. He's 9 now, right? Everyone, track fan is 9. And he's 1 year short of his first decade. And I can see I can hear a few people in the in the chat commenting, I'm on my 5th lap. So Ruben is about a year, just a year, exactly a year and half a week short of a year being 10. He's 9 now. It's creeping up on Albert, who is 10 this year. Unbelievable. I'm so proud of you, Ruben, for what you're achieving at the moment. You're smashing it in school. Absolutely killing it in school. Keep that going, because you only have to do this school business once, my friend, and then you've got the bit of paper that you can take through your life. It doesn't matter what you do for the rest of your life. That paper never changes. So do just knuckle down, get the school done, and it's done. It's done and dusted. I can promise you it'll be the best thing ever. But well done, mate. We're all rooting for you. We're proud of you. You're my co-host whenever we're together at events or road trips. Absolutely, unequivocally. No moving that co-host position, because you're so good at it. We're like natural chemistry. It is amazing. So well done, Ruben, and happy birthday to you, my man. Look, everyone. Yes, it. Look, the chat is coming in. Rob Sale, happy birthday. Harry, happy birthday. Bo Momo, happy birthday. Boykinator, happy birthday. They're all rooting for you, Harry. Well done, mate. Happy birthday, Ruben. Well done. So, wow. I've put this up on the screen, right? It's not often you see a shot like this. This isn't shot of the week, by the way. This is the Gateshead Stadium. I believe Roger Barker will be there, flying the flag for the slot car hobby. But look at the size of this place. I was like, my God. These guys know how to put on a toy fair. Wow. When's the next road trip, I hear you say, Gary in Bristol? The next road trip is planned for sometime in September, but it might be shifted to end of October, just purely for a cash flow reason. I've got America on this paycheck. The following month, we've got a couple of commitments. We've been in the diary for months. So I'm just thinking where the cash lies. However, I've got a couple of deals coming in, so I might have the cash. You never know. Gonna discuss it with the Inner Circle of Trust WhatsApp members group. So yeah, just a quick shout out just before we move on to carry on talking about that slide. Just a quick shout out and thank you very much to all the channel members. We have 22 of them. 22 people have signed up to get a little extra content and be a bit closer to an inner circle of real slot heads who have great sense of humor, extreme compassion. I'm not going to say what's happened, but something really quite upsetting happened last night to a very well-known and prominent YouTuber who's also in our members group. So when he gets up a bit later, I don't know if he's watching, I don't know if he's awake, whatever, but unbelievably sad. I personally had the same experience last November, so I can really empathize with how bad you feel right now. So when you're ready, brother, we're all in the members chat ready to support you, and the wider community here watching in the chat or silently watching whilst having a cornflakes. We're gonna support you. We're behind you. It's terrible. When you're ready to let everyone know what's happened, you do that, and I can tell you there'll be an outpouring. So yeah, if you want to join the members group, you can join up. It's £2.99 a month. It will be going up in cost at the end of the year. Okay, it's going up in cost at the end of the year. Just to let everyone know, that's fair, isn't it? 6 months notice. So it's not going to be going up massive amount. You know what I'm like. I well undercooked this stuff anyway. But you can be a member. You got 3 tiers. You got £3, £6, and a higher amount of money. And for those couple of people on that higher amount of money, you guys, thank you very much. Really don't know what I've done to deserve that, but thank you all the same. Enough of the shameless self-promotion. Let's get back onto the show. We've got, so this is Toy Fair. This is what I say. This is amazing. I mean, literally, if pictures paint 1,000 words, there's your hobby growth right there. Obviously, this encompasses all hobbies. Yes, granted. But the point is, toys and games are not dead. They are so very alive. So there you go. So I thought I'd share that with you just while we're in. Oh, hot news. Here's the breaking news that I said earlier that I got last night. They've done the deal. I couldn't obviously mention it up until this point because it was under the table with deals being done and negotiations happening for quite a bit of time now. They've been looking for the right deal for the right people as well. So Slot Track Scenics, I'm proud to announce, have sold their brand, their intellectual property and their rights to Pendle Slot Racing. Yes. So all of their product catalogue and portfolio will now be available via Pendle Slot, and I believe they've got it up and running already. And the track building side of this will slowly dissipate following their orders they've got on the table now. Once they're complete, they're complete. Now, David and Guy, who run Slot Track Scenics, I could not honestly find two nicer, straighter, most genuine guys ever. In a month of Sundays, you would not find two guys who are more salt of the earth than these two. Absolutely. I just, there's a couple of sayings that you could describe people by, one of them is, they're trustworthy, they're likable, you can rely on them. And then you say, would you leave your kids with them? And the answer for these two is absolutely 100% yes. They are just the most decent guys ever. They've run Slot Track Scenics like a military operation for 17 years now. So the decision to hang up the boots and pass the ownership over to a new firm hasn't come lightly, because they absolutely love what they do. And you can tell when a firm loves what they do because it rings through in their product. Their product is excellent. The service is excellent. And now they're giving that over to somebody, a company called Pendle Slot Racing, who, a lot of people know can handle that, because it's not just about selling us some tire walls or some pit barriers or whatever. It's about managing distribution across the world. So we sometimes think about, oh, we need a tire wall for our track. These guys are considering production for thousands of people who need a tire wall for their track. And of course, they've got distribution across North America, Europe, down under. So they've got to have a company who's buying the business that can honor those distribution channels, which Pendle can do hands down. So what I thought was, was I'm getting a bit worried about market domination, about, will Pendle have too much power, because they've now got this brand under their wing? Have they got all of the stuff? Is it difficult now for smaller companies or retailers to come up and break through into the slot car hobby market and have a presence with a niche in a niche? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is it easy enough for a startup company in a hobby to get some traction now? I don't know. Oh, hello. Rich is here. While you're thinking about that, Rich is in Vegas, not rubbing it in. Rich, just a thought. If you're in Vegas, I heard that's only a small ride away from LA. Any Americans in the chat can tell me how far Doug, you've done this. Douglas. He knows that I get his attention when I call him Douglas. Douglas, how far's the drive from Vegas to Electric Dreams? Rich, do you fancy coming down and pretending to be me for the race? I'm going to win, because Rich is going to race pretending to be me. I'll get you like a mask or something. No one will know the difference. But happy birthday to Ruben from Rich. Happy birthday from Shane down under. Good morning, Shane. How you doing, my fella? I loved it. So, yeah, we were just talking, in case you just come in late, about the sale of Slot Track Scenics to Pendle Slot Racing. That's where we've got to go now to get our slot car fix. But, yeah, as I was saying, it would be interesting to find out if you think that that there is, because if what was it, telephone company, I think it was Three, was looking to sell, and Vodafone was going to buy it, but they couldn't buy it because it gave them too much market share, which meant that they could do whatever they liked to the pricing and everyone else had to whistle, really. So will Pendle Slot be honorable to the Slot Track Scenics brand? It's a conversation we've got to we've got to consider. I mean, it's slot car tire walls, it's not like it's a mega global magnate, but it's just good for conversation. Just get those thought process flowing about slot cars and stuff, Let me just catch up. Someone's just snuck in here and I've missed it. Good morning, Cool. How you doing? There he is. Cool for K is in here. Right, yes. So Carl's just mentioning about Sasha and Daihi's video that they did. And Pat mentioned it on his roundup on Friday, so which was good as well. And if you ain't tuned into Pat's weekly roundup, that is the place to be, because he actually hones you in on where to go. So if you're new to the hobby and you've found some key, some of the bigger channels or some of the more popular promoted channels by the YouTube's audience, then you can check out DNA. They are really good, daughter and father combination in that order. But Shotgun Dave, who also has a YouTube channel, brilliant scratch builder, just genius, and is a sharer. He shares it with everyone. He teaches you how to do it. He wants that magic to keep going into the future. But yeah, he kindly scratch built a car for these guys, and I've got to watch it to see it. I want to watch it, not sort of have it on in the background. I want to sit down with the popcorn and view it. But it looks like they have announced they're going to just take a sidestep from the hobby for a moment. So I'm definitely going to watch that now. Daihi, if you're still awake, brother, I'll be watching that in a bit. The Whitbread. Yes. Yes, I'm so glad that someone brought Slot Track Scenics as well. They're just such lovely fellas. And Guy being now doing his bit in the RAF, the Royal Air Force. Thank you for your service, Guy. I really can't, we really can't say how grateful we are of you stepping yourself into the front line. You are putting yourself between us and danger, like a little bit of a barrier. And no, thank you. Really, really, the world is a tricky place geopolitically right now, and we have a no politics and religion policy on the show, so I'm not going to go there. But for you, my friend, thank you very much. That is it. Right, just catch up with the chat, just make sure. Yeah, 3D's been a good fan of that so far. 375 miles from LA. Yeah, he's laughing about it. He's even thinking about it. I know how your brain thinks, Rich. I'll bring me a True Speed controller, mate. You see, you'll be home from home. If you want, I could even bring a Wolverhampton shirt for you. I reckon I could get a custom made, a Wolverhampton slot car shirt made, which we were sort of talking about, Chris and I, at your place, but it's sort of fizzled out. So if you guys at Wolves want some Wolverhampton slot car merch, let me know, because I've got some designs done for you guys, but you were sort of having a look at what you thought, maybe some tweaking of it, and then I can get them sorted out for you. Yes, you're right, Dave. Monopolies are not a good idea at all. Trying to think, who was it? There was that big merger that was being blocked everywhere. I can't remember. Anyway. Oh, look. We've got royalty in the house. Good morning, Booney. How you doing, buddy? And what are the chances Boone pops up as we're talking about slot track scenery? It's like meant to be. Boone's got some midnight voodoo going on over there. It's like turn on Sunday slot car sessions. Normally I can't put up with that guy's nonsense before I'm going to bed, but he had a ripple in the force and had to turn it on, and now just as the scenery section's on, he's here. Boone, I don't know how long you've been in, mate, but triumphantly, Slot Track Scenics has sold to Pendle Slots. Sadly, they're retiring. I say sadly, it's not. I just know how much David and Guy enjoy the hobby. This decision to sell has not come lightly in a month of Sundays. But yeah, Dave's just fallen off his chair, as too has Rob. Good. They're here. Good morning. Mum and Rich are here. How you doing, guys? You all right? Oh, not long now, Mum. Rich, 3 days. And they're going to be in the US of A. Never been. Excited. I've got slot cars falling off the rack and everything here. So like banging around. Oh, brilliant. Love it. So, yeah, everyone's like jumped on it like Boone, says Doug. That's how you get a reaction. Boone rocks up and everyone is there. There you go. Rob, see, he's on it. Mum, Rich, Rob's like my brother from a different mother, I'll tell you. Me and him chat like two old fishwives on the phone during the week. Good morning, Dick. How you doing, mate? Look, Dick's out for dinner, right, with his family. He's just nipped to the toilet and he's got his Sunday slot car sessions out, which is sinister on all sorts of levels, but he can't help himself checking in quick. I'm in between courses. I've got to check in and say hello and then quickly get back before anyone realizes I've been doing slot cars in my break. Well done. Dang, says Boone. Yeah, that's right, mate. You're like royalty in here. Good to have you in, mate. Come on, tell us. No one's listening. Tell me what you're working on. Tell us something that no one knows that you're working on. No one's listening or watching. Just write it in the chat. No one will see it. I'll put like some kind of force field around it. Oh, it'd be brilliant. Oh, no, Mark, you're so middle-aged. He's going to Tesco and then Booker. Booker, love it. Cash and carry. He's going to go and buy one of their massive trays of croissants because it's like a £5. He's like, oh, look at that. It's only a £5. You're going to buy it and realize you're going to do the Homer with the foot-long torpedo that time where he couldn't eat it in a week. Made himself ill. Awesome. Yeah, well, this is the thing, you see. We are absolutely going to miss Slot Track Scenics doing... Guy, talk to me about figure scanning and 3D scanning. Because, you know, might be interested in taking up some 3D scanning and then asking Doug and Ian to 3D print it, or someone at Wasp or something to 3D print it. Ah, yes, talking of which, Tara, could you do us a favour, me old mate, and get in touch with Wasp? Well, I could do it myself, actually. Look at me. Tara sent me a message, guys, in the week saying Wasp been trying to get through by email, but not received it. I've not received it. If they could resend it, because I've set my spam and my deleted boxes up to delete after 2 days, so that it constantly frees up the space. So if they'd sent it a few days ago and I never saw it by the time you give me that message, then it's gone. So if you can ask them to resend it for us, then I'll be most grateful, and we'll get a chat going on with them. So sorry about that, Wasp slot. If you're watching. They say. Good morning, DNA. Here he is. I don't know if you've been watching, but we've been chatting about you earlier a little while. We've just been chatting about you saying about you taking a sidestep. Carl mentioned it. I haven't actually watched the video yet, Daihi, so I need to get on that. I know that you guys have been on other things because we've not chatted that much in the last week or so. Granted, I've been at the event last week, but we'll be picking up normal duties this week onwards. All right, buddy? So careful what you wish for. Well, to be fair, I think Sean and David both have their own unique dry sense of humour as well. So yes, Dewan even. It is going to be cool, man. I'm coming to America. Don't make me get the flag out again. It is going to be sick. I'm coming over. Apparently, we found out on Thursday that we've got Nissans to drive. We're driving Nissans in the American pronunciation. A Nissan. It sounds weird. Nissan. There you go. Or if you're from the Northwest, it's a Nissan. Love it. Spud Murphy. He's more like Spud from Train Spotting. That is definitely not a film for the children. Spud R. No, just Spud. Spud. Every time I hear the word Spud, I just think of the guy from Train Spotting. So many good memories of that film. And yeah, we all know the exact moment we remember Spud for, which we're not going to bring up because it's a breakfast show. Talking about breakfast, though, breakfast. Thanks, Tara. I just saw your message here. You're going to send them a little message for me. Nice. Boone is just building the website. Oh, my good Lord. I swear to God. I tell you what, right, Boone. Rahul is going to disown me. Because every time, literally every other day, I send him a message. Yeah, I've crashed the website. I've destroyed the website for some reason. I've brought it down. I keep getting error 404 pages. But this, I mean, I know it now. This last error 404, which we sorted out just after shenanigans this week. That's how fresh it is. That's how soon ago I keep making massive errors on my own website. I'm just chuckling because we're quite similar, Boone. We've got uber patience with scenery and stuff like that. We're kind of on board with, you know, that's okay. That this is going to take us maybe, I don't know, 6 hours to just do this corner of this barrier. We can get that. That's absolutely fine. But we just don't get why it might take 6 hours to do this one section of a website. It should be easy. Why is it not easy? That's what I'm saying, Boone. So don't stress out, mate. Don't stress out. Just come back in the chat. Just put in the chat something like that. I'm stressed out. and everyone will start giving you some jokes and stuff like that. Paul come out with an absolute genius joke the other day. Obviously, I shared with you my Mexican joke, didn't I? Did I share my Mexican joke? I think I did. If I didn't, just let me know in the chat and I'll give you the misfortune of hearing that again. But Paul come out with a great one the other day. And bear in mind, this is geared towards young track fans. It's just we end up with a load of fossils in the chat, like us. What do cows do at the weekends? Huh? What do cows do at the weekends? Well, I'm going to tell you before anyone ruins it in the chat. They go to the movies, don't they? Brilliant. Oh, God, that's one for Miss Slaughter. That is. See, queuing up. So I totally love Christmas when you get 24 Mrs. Slaughter jokes. I am right up here in my element. But yeah, so I think we can all say congratulations to Dave, to Guy and David. Congratulations for moving this to someone credible in their hobby and getting a moment to take some time out and enjoy retirement, David. You've seriously earned it. And I can't wait to, I can't wait to hear about what you're doing with yourself, how you're using your newfound time. And, in a couple of months, if you're bored, like a lot of people who are full on for 17 years in business do get bored, come back. It's cool. You're always welcome. No, there you go. Right, let's get on with the show. What's next? Right, so news feature on the show. We're going to do a bi-weekly feature on the Sunday Slotcast sessions where we give a little bit of a retailer spotlight, hobby shop focus. That's what it's about. And it's all come to light because a couple of weeks ago, Boise, or Mac, Dustin Slot Car Collector to the rest of us, but Boise to the Inner Circle of Trust, absolute shark and hustler. If he can smell a pound in your back burner, he's having it, I tell you. But he went away to Devon on holiday, as do a lot of people do here when they do a staycation. They take a god-awful trip, 5-6 hours down to Cornwall and Devon to, smell the sea air and get a bit of beach and drink a bit more than we should. But he's been down there and he goes, as old fossils do, they like to go on little walks through the town and see what daints little shops they can find, shops that you would never go into in your daily life, but you seem to be drawn to like a moth to the flame when you're on a holiday. You just got too much time on your hands. You're bored off your skull because there's no slot car tracks. So you start going in random places. But Mac, I found out, as to do a lot of other people. So, sorry, when you see a comment that just sort of stops you in your tracks. Here you go. Harry didn't eat yesterday. He was fasting all day, so he's going to eat today. Why did you not eat yesterday? Did the fridge break or something? Be interesting to find out why you didn't eat, mate. That's not a great look. So we have Lee Collet, who runs Collet's Models. He's based down in Albion Street in Exmouth. And Mac went in there. Mac had a great time. Mac actually went back there a few times to Lee's delight. But what Mac was caught out by was he found a model shop that really loves slot cars, as well as wider hobbies such as RC, such as trains, such as, jigsaws, kites, painting, whatever else it may be, die-cast models. And he had a great experience. So he shared a few pictures with him, and first picture instantly jumped out and made Lee credible in my estimation, because I've circled it. He's actually got the RS 200, guys, and not that I want to flog a dying horse or anything, but so do I. So Lee from Collet's Models, you are so on the map already. So on the map, because you've got cars that we can instantly relate to. Now, Lee has a website too. So you can go to Lee's website which is www.colletsmodelshop.co.uk. Now, the beauty with Lee and his model shop and his website is he obviously has quite a bit of stuff in stock, and it's current. Look, he's got the NYC Taxi, he's got the Thunderbirds Fab, he's got the Blues Brothers, he's got the Jaguar WRC, he's got the Jaguar Police, which I'm going to get. Can't wait to get that. And as you can see here, selection of pictures. He's got a lot going on in there, along with a wider look on the left-hand side of this particular image on your screen now, which shows you train stock. So he has the same difference that a lot of other model shops out there have, like Roger Barker, Pendle, whoever it may be, is that they can't physically get their stock online quick enough for it to be online. So if you're actually looking for something in a particular fashion, if you've got a particular car in mind you're trying to find, it's always a good look to go and give them a ring. If you go on a website, it's not there, just give him a ring. You've got the number now. You got his number for the shop. He's there all the time. You can send him an email, shop@colletsmodelshop.co.uk, and ask him, have you got XY car? Have you got this car? I get asked all the time, do you know anyone who's got this car? Like I'm the auto trader, you know. So I kindly refer him to Boise, because if Boise hasn't got it, he knows who to get it from. He's like that, Boise. And so, yeah, I wanted to bring every couple of weeks, we're going to do a different model shop, Collet's models. The next model shop will be the model shop in Northampton, just to let you know. So I'm going to have a month. So if anyone shops locally, I know that Ian and Doug at Magnetic Racing think Scalextric, they use Alton models often down in Alton. Alton, Alton models. I don't know what Gary does over in Bristol. I don't know what Tara and Steve do over in Lincoln or Daz. I don't know what Carl does up in Liverpool. I don't know what everyone does for model shops. So yes, we know Pendle, we know Gauge Master, we know Slot Car Union, we know Roger Barker and Scale Models, and we know Racing Replicas, and we know Ricardo's Mob. We know all of these shops, eBay stores, online presences, but there's a wealth and undercurrent, a whole heap of other people that just don't get that limelight. Maybe they don't go to the trade shows like the swap meets. Maybe they don't have a big online presence like a YouTube channel or a big Facebook presence. In honesty, full disclaimer, I haven't looked at Collet's models on Facebook, so I can't say whether they've got a presence or if it's good or if it's not, or it's strong or it's not strong. I don't know, so I can't comment. But anyway, you can't be everywhere all the time. You can't. And to be in press like the NSCC Journal, the magazines, they do come with a slight fee because it pays for the print runs ultimately. And you run on distribution rates at these shops. So you get given a price list, you get told what your price is, you get told what you can sell it for. And then after a certain period of time, I think it's 3 months from release, you can then lower the price to where you want it to be as a retailer. But ultimately, you have to buy at a price and sell at a price dictated to by the manufacturer. Therefore, I was really complimented to see that all of these products are actually at the minimum they can be. So this guy is not in it for making a killing. This guy is literally in it because he loves hobbies and he wants to make sure people have access in the local area and wider area to hobby material, be it any hobby material from his store. So Lee, this is your moment. I really, really applaud you for doing what you do. It's not hard. It's not easy. Coming through COVID, coming through an energy crisis. Oh my God, which I say energy crisis, that's what we called it in business. To translate it into domestic terms, it's called cost of living crisis. So when the energy and food bill's so high, you have no spare cash to buy a slot car. That affects Lee bang on the nose, 100%. It affects him. He has been affected. I mean, it affected me. I had to close my business. So the fact that Lee's kept his business going through all of that trauma and drama is 100% top marks. He is a great business and definitely one that we should get behind and have a go on at supporting. So if you guys have a local model shop like this, or you've stumbled across one who is excellent like this, then send me a note, get in touch with me. I'm on all the social platforms, or email me at pete5brown77@gmail.com. Those numbers are numbers, not letters. pete5brown77@gmail.com. And I will gladly, get in touch. What I should have done, and I am sorry, maybe we could get a comment from Lee for next week's show about how he's doing, what he's up to. I'll see if I can get through on the phone on Monday. I've got a feeling it might be off the hook. Yeah, so Lee, if you want, I'd love a comment from you, mate, about how you're doing, what's up, what you're looking forward to. I'm going to share that out with the guys here and see if we can, get you some inquiries, my friend. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. Well done, my friend. Let's see what people in the comments have sort of been saying as I've been talking about you to everyone. Oh, good night, Daihi. Good night, mate. He is out of the door. Yeah, no. Well, it's by popular demand, Dave. That's how this works. So Slotar was mentioning about the jokes earlier, saying that, she wants a joke book back, but he's not so sure. Well, you've already said your channel's not about you. It's about everyone else having the enjoyment of your channel. And it would be major enjoyment if we got some more Mrs. Slotar Christmas jokes. Oh, I love it. Right then. Oh, come on. Cows don't do anything at the weekends. It's utter disgusting. I love it. Brilliant. They definitely do build with routed tracks. I'm just reading through the comments. So if it's gone quiet in the background, it's not your connection. It's just me. Oh, Rich, please. 24 hours is, oh my good Lord. I'll take this off the screen while we're talking. Actually, no, I won't. What am I talking about? We're giving Lee some coverage. There you go. Let's put that one on instead. Intermittent fasting. I don't know about fasting for 24 hours. I don't know if I can do that. Maria, Mrs. Brown was going to do that on the last Serbia trip. Actually, I think she said there was some kind of benefit to doing that every quarter, every 3 months. Personally, someone said to me, oh, you should do intermittent fasting, which is where you stop eating at like 8 o'clock in the evening and don't eat until 11 o'clock the following morning. I do that anyway. That's normal, isn't it? Like, have your dinner at about 6, 7, then have a little snacky poos at 8, and then that's it, done. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything while you're sleeping. Okay. There we go. So we got Ultra Model Shot. Yeah, that's right. So Doug's saying the same thing. It's good being online, but actually to have physical store, you need that. With modeling equipment, you need that. You need to be able to go in and hold this stuff and feel it and make sure it's going to look right. Is it too shiny? Is it very matte? What's happening? Which slot car shop is that, Dave? If they've got some slot cars on the shelf, definitely worth a plug. And the nice thing here about Lee, who's on the screen, is that he's actually said that if he gets more business on slot cars, he will buy in more slot cars. He will compound that side of his business. So always worth a chat there. Dave Volker's arrived. Good morning, Dave. How you doing, buddy? I literally got your 3D screen holders. Is that the best way to describe them? I don't know. Up and running the other day. They are really cool, mate. Thank you. There's a model shop in town. No slot cars, though. When I asked, he said there's no point due to aforementioned large retailer. Sorry. Large retailer. Did I miss a post? I don't care. I've moved past it now. Okay, so showing about lack of model shops. I understand why. Yeah, I know. Well, because we've got so much accessibility now, so much, it's so onlineness. There isn't that kind of doing hobby anymore. Like games are now where we used to get board games out. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to go back to the dark ages. I do love I do like the technology, and it serves us all well, really good. And it must do, because if we had no technology, we'd have no online retailers, would we? And then what? We would have to go to the local retail store, or hope to God we lived in the Northwest. So yeah, it is a shame, but it's just getting that footfall and getting people inspired and enthused into doing some analog hobbies. And I definitely think it comes from parenting. I think that if parents and relatives show kids there are other options other than the screen babysitter, then they will have that spark of interest, enthusiasm into doing whatever hobby they want and carry it on. I mean, seriously, that's what we need to do. We need to trickle down, as they say, trickle down. A few model shops in the Northwest, Carl says, is mostly stocking trains, models, yes, Airfix, yeah, RC diecast, and a small Scalextric presence. Very little other stock such as Fly, Revo, etc. Now, I've touched on this before, actually. Is this a case of the retailers have very little space and need to sort of maximize the amount of different things they're doing in their store to attract a wider audience of appeal to a wider audience even, or are these brands selling it? So I've talked about this before, is that we'll come on to marketing a little bit later, but I've said it before. I don't know if any of these brands, and I know a few of the brands are sort of guys who do it as a side hustle, making slot cars, but I don't know if any of these brands have a salesperson, not a marketing person. It's different, very, very different indeed, but an actual bona fide salesperson that's trained up to go out, smell blood, get up on Monday, shark behavior, get up, don't complain about the market environment, just happy to get up, start swimming in the marketplace, finding opportunities, biting leads, getting amongst sales, selling stuff, asking people, is there space in there? Can we get rid of that clear out section and put some slot cars in there? Bringing in a rotatory point of sale display. So you literally go, you got no space. Hang on, I'll bring in this thing, stands here. You rotate it like this, and it's got a load of slot cars stacked up on it. So you supply the rotating case with the slot cars to the hobby shop. Is it a case of they've not got the space? Would they make the space if they knew they could sell slot cars? That could be the question, do you think? Hey, Albert has just arrived. Good morning, Albert and Wilfred. Good morning, guys. Yes. So would hobby shops make space for Scalextric or slot cars or not? That should be the question. Maybe if you're going into a hobby shop, maybe you can ask the question for us. Let's find out if it's a commercial decision not to stock other brands or more slot cars, or if it's what do you call it? An appeal. So you're only going to stock stuff that sells. Are slot cars selling? And if you had more slot cars, would they sell? Would there be an appeal for Fly, NSR, Scale Auto, SCX, Thunder Slot, Slot It, Polycar, whoever else I've missed, to be sharing those shelf spaces? Oh, well done. John Duffield Model Shop in Chelmsford carries the Margate range. He's talking about Scalextric. I don't know if he can bring himself to say it. There you go. See, he's a background listener, passive listener. Every week from 8 Friday till 11 a.m. Sunday. And he's still massive, but it's good for the insides. So many jokes I can't do on air. So many jokes. This show is being shot where I was born. Our model shop is closed. Oh no. You don't play board games. Granddad cheats. Yes, Granddad, he does cheat. That's my father for everyone. He is I remember from a very young age, he cheated. He's always done it. I remember once we were at a New Year's Eve party. I must have been about your age, Albert. I must have been about 10. And all the adults were playing pool and having a few drinks and playing pool. And I remember seeing my dad, he was stood there next to the table, and someone said a joke and everyone was laughing. And as soon as everyone laughing, it was like instinct. His hand went like this and put one of his balls in his pocket. So he took a ball off the table and he potted it in his pocket and was walking around with it for a bit. And then a bit later, when everyone was laughing, he dropped it in the hole. He cheated in that game. He cannot be trusted, Albert. And yeah, Granddad, Daz has just confirmed that. That is, Granddads are like that. He says he's like that. Retailers like diversity, says DK Moon, but some need stuff that sells. If more slot cars sold, then they would carry more. And then you have this adage, you see, you got different people have different thresholds of price, where price becomes a good bargain or not a good bargain. So a couple of us in here have a low threshold for price. It's got to be lower cost to be a bargain, whereas other people will look at the type of car they're buying and think, yeah, it might be quite a bit of money, but for that car, it's worth it because it's a collectible, it's a rare, for some reason it resonates with that person and they're willing to spend more money on it. A little bit like those UK Slot Car Festival cars that come out. I remember getting back to the slot house on the evening of the Saturday, and Aid comes over, he goes, "Didn't take him long, did it?" in his finest Yorkshire accent. And I'm like, what was it, Aid? What are you talking about? And he goes, "Show me eBay." And he goes, "Someone had picked up one of the cars for 120 quid. And it was already on eBay within hours for £270. So, some people might look at that car being 120 quid and go, I'm only looking to buy a car for like 20, 30 quid. Whereas the guy who looked at that car for 120 quid knows about slot cars and went, yeah, I'll buy one of them. I'll flog it later, 100 quid on top. And I've made my petrol money to Gaydon and I bought a slot car for 20, 30 quid. So he had the day out for free and got a car. So different people look at cost in different manners. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It is. Sorry, my camera was pulsating for a moment. It was a bit weird. Yeah, so they look at so anyway, would they sell different brands of car if they could? Do the shops off work on sale or return? And I don't understand why. Well, I'm really glad that they sell Scalextric throughout all the model shops in the UK because it's the British brand. But I really don't understand why they haven't ventured out into getting some other some other brands in. I mean, hit me up if I'm wrong. If you know of another slot hobby shop that is selling other brands, I stand corrected. Who was bleeding? They're bleeding mad is what they're bleeding. It's easier to just stick out and deal with one brand. I think out of the hobby people haven't heard of the mainstream brands, probably wouldn't purchase something they haven't heard of. But that's the whole point of the guys in the model shop doing it, because they're there to advise people. They would understand. But then if they don't know what the brands are, that's why the hobby needs salespeople, because it's the salesperson's job to go to this hobby shop and have a chat with the owner and a cup of tea or coffee and just run through what is available. I tell you what, right? I might just start up a business, being a distributor for slot cars, and just being a gateway to getting other brands of slot cars into hobby shops. Imagine that. Imagine that. So yeah, that makes sense. If they don't know about the brand, like an NSR or whatever, then they're not gonna, or a Slot It, then they're probably not gonna invest in it. What else have we got? Yes. So slot cars are very much shelf decoration. And do you think maybe a little nostalgia as well? They're sort of put in the shop window because it triggers an emotional response from an older client. They go, oh, Scalextric, is that still about? Oh, I haven't seen it. Right, let's go in there and see what it's about. And then they're in. It's that hook. It's window shopping. It's window dressing. They put something that will draw someone into the shop. And it's got to be an emotive response or a deal, one or the other. So yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Good morning. Oh, George is awake. Good morning, George. I see you're up and at it, and you managed to get your dad out of bed. That's unusual. You know, normally it's like struggling to get him out of bed to get him on the show. But good to have you both companies. Nice one. What are you up to, George? What are you up to today? You missed your shout out, but don't worry about it. You're here now, bud. Okay, we've got an update from John D. Congratulations to Eric Ho, who with a Toyota GT1 by only one lap has managed to take the trophy over at the Australian Revo Slot Nationals. He has won the competition ever. He's won the tournament. That is Eric Ho. We've not got any pictures live from the event as yet, but we've got breaking news straight in from Australia, everyone. Driven Toyota GT1 driven by Eric Ho is reigned and is now the crowning champion for the forthcoming year of the Revo Slot Australian Nationals. Well done, Eric. I think we can all join each other in a round of applause for Eric. Well done from England. Well done. And the wider Great Britain and the rest of the world will join celebration to Eric. Great achievement. Doubt you watched this crazy show, but if ever you did, or if someone did, do relay on that the world is saying congratulations. And yeah, so if you've got nothing better to do now, you've won that race, tune into our race, because you're going to see Doug from Magnetic Racing killing it on the track next week. Seriously, in our little circle here of people that are going over to the US of A next week to Electric Dreams Nationals, the biggest slot car race in the world at the moment. Doug's got us on the ropes a little bit. We are kind of bricking it because, you know, they've been doing a little bit of build up. He's been sort of telling us how he's going to tune his car. And it's worrying, you know, for us anyway. He seems to know what he's doing. I'm really concerned about racing against Doug. If Oida Boy, if Nico was here, I'd be all right, feel more comfortable because, you know, Nico can give us a little tune-in bunk up there. He's gonna like give us a little nudge up with the old tire cream or whatever, a little bit of tungsten weight. But he's not going because he's doing the right thing. He's looking after his poorly missus. Good morning, Mrs. Slotar. Mrs. Slot Car Dude. Beg your pardon. Good morning. So. Congratulations to Eric. He's done it. Talking model shops. So, yeah, Harry, I've saw the price of those locos, mate. $200 for something that's the size of literally a matchbox. Yes, exactly what I just said. It's, you know, rule one in business: more expensive products have more margin on them and create a better return for less effort. I know it's a sorry thing to say, but it is just business. So if you're getting more money from trains, you're going to stock more trains. However, if you get more demand from something, then sometimes higher sales at a lower margin will equal you more money than lesser sales at a higher margin. But the difference is you got a shed load more work to do. So yeah, that's the trade-off in business: is do you want to be busy or do you want to, you know, earn some money? There's a difference. So hopefully they can find that finite balance between earning cash and bringing us a lot more choice. So Paul was coming from RC cars 1 in 10 scale over the years. He says slot cars are a more affordable hobby. Yep, that's cool. Harry, these days I reckon RC car, planes and drones are a big hit. Yeah, drones are massive hit. Definitely. And you know, any drones over my back garden, I get my air rifle out and I shoot them down. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I shoot them down. It's great fun. I've shot 2 down now. I missed the couple and I've shot 2 down. I don't know where they landed. I don't really care. But when you're riding over my garden with a camera, you are breaching my privacy and I've got every right to shoot you down. And you know what I do? Because they've got cameras on them, I flip them the bird. Obviously, I can't demonstrate. It's going to cost me a quid, but I flip them the bird so they get it on camera, and then I shoot them down with my high-powered air rifle, and watch it fall. That's what you get when you come over doing unsavory things, flying your cameras over our back gardens. We don't want it. We don't want it. So it's fair game. It's a bit like if you put something out on the internet, then you're allowing other people to comment it, share it, use it, remix it. You know, you put yourself in that position. So by flying a nosy drone over my back garden, you mess with a bull, you get the horns, baby. So great fun. I tell you, great fun. So if you get people of these drones want to fly over your back garden, furnish yourself with a nice air rifle and have some sport. I cannot tell you how good it feels when you hit it and it falls out of the air. Right then, Paul Sharp says, got a bit carried away there about shooting drones out. I love it. Biggest problem with Amazon next day delivery. My local shop is Gauge Master, who have a good selection of cars. We live now in the world where we all want it next day, not 5 days. No, I don't know. I disagree. I agree on some aspects that next day delivery is absolutely genius. The bomb when you go into, you know, when you want to go to Hornby to do some filming and you're expecting your camera to turn up and it didn't. But anyway, that's another story. But next day delivery, you can normally rely on. It's good, but you don't get a lot of the stuff that you can get in a hobby shop on online. You can't. I've tried it, which is why I still go to the model shop in Northampton, because they've got stuff you just can't get. Or like I said, you need to look at it and feel it and touch it and make sure it's going to look right or feel right on your track. You don't want a high shine if you're doing something more matted or flatted. So I think that when you're doing a hobby as well, I'm just going to sort of just broach this as well, is that you have generally a lot more time and thought on your hobbies. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But 9 times out of 10, you're thinking like, right, okay, I'm going to do this section, this scenery, this bit here. What do I need? And also, you never work on just one thing at a time. So you think, what do I need? Okay, so I'm going to need some grass, I'm going to need some glue, going to need some gravel, going to need some different thickness grasses, going to need some bushes, going to need maybe there's stuff to make some trees, going to need the wood, this, the others. You make kind of like a little checklist, think about what you need, what have you got, what do you need to get, and then you sort of go, oh yeah, okay, well, I'm going to need that. Oh, I've got to order it online. It might come from Collet's model shop down in Devon, or Gauge Master. I'll order it up now. I'll be doing this next weekend, so it'll arrive by the time I get to it. Because this week I'm spraying this slot car, I'm building this building, I'm going out for 2 nights with everyone. Who knows? So you actually have the time to prepare for it. But I do get it. Next day's delivery from Amazon is spoiling everyone. And, you know, to be fair, I won't deny it. I use it. I actually put links in my description below this video to, you know, things that are poignant. So you've got Scalextric sets, you've got my camera set up, you've got my airbrush and that set up down there, all linked up to Amazon. Because I often get asked, Pete, what microphones do you use? Pete, what compressor have you got? Pete, what paint did you use to do that? So what I do now is I just, on all my videos, I create a long list with links on it. So you can go and check it out, find it. And generally I've done the research. So those links take you to the cheapest product I could find for what it is. So you can get those, but nothing beats going into a shop and having a tactile feel around. So hang on a second. We've got some news here from Dave Slottar. I've not had this through. Must sign up for Weevil's newsletter. Okay, yeah. So the limited edition UKS, there's a lot of stock floating around the UK at the moment. So if you are a collector and you do want to get your hands on one of those because you live in America, Australia, China, wherever, Europe, and you didn't get the ability to come down here, then you can actually get one of those cars online pretty quick, I'd imagine. Oh, Kidda, Rob's here. How was F1 on Friday? How was it? Hobby shops used to stock a lot of slot cars. You've noticed hobby shops are a dying breed. Exactly, that's what we're talking about. Rent and rates. We haven't got to that yet, but it's very valid. They are a dying breed, yes, but no, I think that the hobbies generally are coming back. I think COVID was really good for hobbies because everyone thought, I'm bored off my head. What can I do to alleviate the 23 hours I'm in lockdown for, rather than being allowed out to the local park? So yeah, I think they are. And I think that if more people give them some footfall, we are going to get, you know, other people thinking that's a good idea. We should do that. Or we should lobby as a hobby. I love it. Lobby as a hobby. We should get down to government and lobby as a hobby. Now we've got a new government in, and they want to prove that they're the big I am to everyone, and say we want some tax breaks and some rent rate relief for hobby shops. You know, you give them to charities. So why don't we do it for hobby shops? You're hell-bent in getting people off the interweb and off of social media as young people. Give us some hobby shops a break on rent rates and all sorts of stuff. Give them a bit of support. So John D here is down in Melbourne in Australia. So they've got a few shops there. Melbourne is massive, by the way. For anyone who's not been to Melbourne, I haven't been to Melbourne. But my brother-in-law went to see my other brother-in-law earlier this year, and he said you won't comprehend how big, literally how big Melbourne is. He said it's like possibly 10 times geographically the size of London. And London's like 30 miles top to bottom, side to side, if you want. It's like, you know, it is huge, he said. So you've got the ability to have a few model shops. And he's saying about three slot raceways selling most specialized brands. Yeah, that's the point. So if you've set up a oh, sorry, kick the camera. You know what you get here. Proper journalism. Correct. So if you get like just trying to think of one. Yeah, if you get a slot car club like Rockingham, like Wolverhampton, like South Manx, North Staffs, whoever, Pendles, they should be inclined to sell slot cars, maybe for the members, to give the members a discounted rate. I know a lot of the slot car shops actually give club racers a discounted rate, but that goes in their pocket. It doesn't go in slot car clubs, sort of profit, and they're a dying breed as well. So I think definitely comes down to supporting the hobby. So that is a great feature we're going to run every couple of weeks. Okay, next shot of the week. Not probably what you're thinking of, since last week's shot of the week from Jamal Smith was amazing. That guy, he would be good to do a podcast with, because what he's creating is just amazing. Well done, Jamal, if you watch or listen to this. And can someone tell me, please, what this car is? Because I want to get one. This car is awesome. So this popped up. This is Steve at Staff Slot Cars. Great friend of the channel, great friend of ours. I love that guy. He's so much fun. We have such a laugh when we're together. It's a wonder we even just speak through laughing, crying with laughter. But when a set of wheels work on a car, wow. I love this. This is just something else. Yeah, you're right, Richard. The shop would normally does sell a little bit of track to go with it, or box sets. Too true. Oh no, wow. Apparently, according to Lionel, there are no slot shops in London now. That is worrying. Oh yeah. What, have you got a drone? Wow. I had a drone, but it went missing, and then we found it again, and it was broken. No, I wouldn't shoot your drone down because you're not spying on us. But what I wouldn't let you do is fly it around the neighborhood. We'll go over to the park and fly it in the park so that you can do speed tests around cones and things. Or we could take it down like a little wooded bit and sort of see if we can zigzag in and out of the trees, like in Return of the Jedi at the start where they were chasing all the Ewoks around. We could fly the drone like we could fly those kind of Imperial Stormtrooper jet ski thingies. That would be awesome. Yeah, that's coming of age, Lionel. They used to put them in the window. What's Rob saying here? 2 ways to do business: sell expensive and exclusive for maximum profits, or sell in bulk for minimal profit and make it up in volume. Yeah, absolutely. Covered that one. What's Tara been saying that's well said? Here we go. There's a reason M&F started off as a penny stall. Better to sell 100 at a penny than 1 at a pound. It's word of mouth advertising. Those 100 people will talk about their bargain. Absolutely. 80% of my business, whatever business it is, comes from referral, word of mouth marketing. And I definitely know that it's the same for Scalextric. They are pretty much 100% referral, word of mouth marketing. And testament to the work they do, absolute testament to the work they do, because it is world-class entertainment on the slot car track. I can't get a bunch of better guys than those. Perfectly legal to film in public with a drone. Yeah, that's fine. Not over my airway though, because I actually own the airway 2 miles up, a bit like above Trump Tower. He owns the aerospace, so no one can fly in it, or they're allowed to get shot down. So you can take your drones over to the park, but what we don't want is no, let's say, unsavory behaviour. If we're sunbathing in the back garden, we don't want the drone over blocking out the sun. We don't want to end up we don't want to end up like waking up with like this kind of drone shape, like sunburn mark in our chests. Definitely not Mrs. Brown. Do you remember Police Academy where he got the suntan lotion and wrote dork on his head on the beach? I think it's Police Academy 3. Absolute genius. That cracked me out. I've been begging to do someone's head with dork. So when I go to Benidorm next and I see like one of the casualties on the beach the morning after, I'm going to ride him down there and try and write it on his head. Oh, it's so good. Brilliant. Keep the chat going, guys. You're having a good one here. Let's get into the show. Still not got to track focus yet. Right. Okay, so that was shot of the week. Really loved it. If anyone can tell me what car this is, I'd be most grateful. Because I don't know. Oh, yeah. Steve's in. Steve's in. It's an SCX Renault RS01. That has got DTM written all over it. Shoot me down if I'm wrong, but I've got a feeling I've seen my next DTM car. What's it run like, Steve, on the track? Is it competitive? Yeah, I'm with you and Harry totally. You can. No, I think Amazon are killing local shops because they have an unfair advantage. They don't pay rental rates. The governments here, Bo, have been saying for years, like hot air, that they should give them a higher tax bracket if you're just online so that it puts the high street back on a level pegging. Now, the flip side to that is if the high street then has a website, do they have an unfair advantage on the retailer? So that's the sort of chicken and egg scenario that the government are in now. I think they should give them, if it's if it's a business of X employee or X turnover, then you should get a certain tax level. Definitely. I think Amazon, and also, I believe, just so there's no hiding away from this, I believe that if you're doing business in a country, you should pay the tax in that country. Amazon, Apple, all of you charlatans popping over to Ireland to pay zero tax almost, but doing massive business here, costing the retailers, jog on. That should be looked at totally 100%. So if you didn't catch it, let's move on now. We've talked about model shops a bit. That was quite a good topic. I'm looking forward to seeing what's the next one in a couple of weeks. Right then. There you go. You own the airspace directly above your home to infinity and beyond. Yeah, that's fine. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty good with that air rifle, so I aim for the camera. So I can generally hit the camera lens as I take it out of the sky. I haven't gone round yet and followed up with the pistol, but I think that's a bridge too far. Shenanigans. So we were up to shenanigans again on Thursday last week, and it was a little bit unusual because normally we have a structure format to the show. People are getting used to. We talk about different things over the last 2 weeks in the hobby that we've seen and what we're looking at. This week we broke ranks and we talked about going to America on Wednesday. Ooh, exciting. Very exciting. Thanks, Rich. Thanks, Mum. They're my sponsors. So we're going to, and look, you can see this kind of sums up, this picture sums up what is about to happen Wednesday onwards. It's going to be hilarious. Unfortunately, it will be, no, not unfortunately, what I'm talking about. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. So we had a good time on Thursday. We talked all about the show. We had a big special guest. So, you know, we prepare a show to go in a flow, to give you an idea, an overview, and take you on a journey and get all the information across in a fashion that we can talk about it, then lead into the next thing, talk about it, and lead into the next thing. And it logically flows. So we're going through the show about a third of the way in. And of course, I've made an epic fail of getting... Oh, Doug's out of here. Right, let's talk about him. Anyway, see you later, Doug. Have a good day on the slot car track with Williams. You're going to have the best day there. And yeah, so as I was saying, catch up with that show. We, for once, first time ever, we talked about something that's coming up in the future. Marco came on because I've messed up a slide. I thought a slide was groups, but it wasn't groups. It was the groups that you would have to report in for your technical inspection, scrutineering on your cars. That's going in on the Saturday. So you get Thursday, Friday to practice, Saturday to qualify, then a tech inspection, and then your car is in parc ferme, which means you can't get to it. It's locked away, so you can't cheat. Come on, Albert. Not everyone in America is going to shoot you, okay? Not everyone does that. It's just what you see on the telly. America's a beautiful place, a beautiful people, and 95% of them aren't nutters. They're actually decent people who are just 5% of nutters spoil it for everyone else. A bit like here, a bit like here, but we won't get into it. It's just a little bit touchy at the moment. But yeah, some people have said that, but you can't live your life through fear, Albert. You can't live your life by somebody saying, oh, you could get shot there. Because to be honest with you could get shot in Braintree at the moment. That's where Albert lives, everyone. But you're not going to not go to school, are you? So, as long as you stay away from places or areas or people that might get up to that nefarious behavior, that bad behavior, then you're going to be fine. So I'm going to be driving the Electric Dreams minibus when I'm in America for a little bit. Who's going to shoot that? You know what I mean? Who's going to shoot an Electric Dream slot car vehicle? Unbelievable. So if you didn't catch up with it, catch up with us from Thursday, Shenanigans. It was good to get Marco on. He come on out of the blue, so it kind of knocked the flow of the show out. But nevertheless, it was good fun because he he told us all about how the race works, what it's going to do, what to expect, who's going. It was a good insight, really good insight. And considering he's probably the busiest man on the planet right now, sorting out the race, the building, the slot cars, the entrance, the everything, he spared some time to come on the show and talk with us about the show, which probably he didn't need to do. So really grateful. Thank you, Marco, for that. Top man. And we'll see you in a week, buddy. Right. Fact checked. So, yes, I love moments like this where, you got to eat some humble pie on air. So last week I was, I explained why I didn't agree with why I personally didn't agree with a sock promotion. Now, I had a chat with the marketing team on Monday because of some stuff from Shenanigans a couple of weeks before. And I tell you what, I love it. I love it when you believe something and then you're told some information that's totally not what you believed. So, not to hide away from this, I had a chat with them, and just about the socks, I want to clear it up because I said that they'd had these socks made and they give them away and they didn't have the brand on it. And I was wrong. They didn't make the socks. I had it totally wrong. Not my first time. But anyway, fair's fair. M-Sport, a company called M-Sport, made the socks as a promotion. Just give them to Scalextric. So Scalextric give away some socks. Why not? And they did it with Airfix as well. So I didn't know that either. So actually, I said that it was a terrible marketing strategy because they didn't have the brand on it and they're giving out socks in the middle of summer. So I'd like to just apologize because I was wrong for that. Scalextric said, don't bother about doing anything like that. Just move on from it. We're all right. But, I kind of said some things on air. I was wrong. So it's important that you correct your wrongness. So, yeah, sorry about that. But that's by the by. The thing that kind of upset me the most from the chat on Monday was that I'd actually said about the marketing team not really being into slot cars, probably never watched the channel, not really engaged. And, I was wrong on that because they were like, we'll watch it. We'll watch the shows. What are you talking about? We enjoy the shows. I was like, what do you mean you watch the shows? Get in the chat. Have a chat with us then. They're like, no, we just watch the show. We don't want to get piled on, which is a fair comment, actually, because imagine it gets swamped in the chat. So, yeah, just, straight down the barrel of the camera lens. I'm really sorry. I totally got that wrong. So, hands up. There you are. The marketing team at Scalextric, actually very cool. They do watch these videos. So I stand corrected. And good morning to you all. Good morning. So no, fair's fair. So, and that's why they're giving out socks in the middle of winter. In the middle of summer, because they didn't make them. They just got them in as a nice gesture from M-Sport. So yeah, fair play. Okay, well done. So sorry about that last week. I take all of the bits that I fact check on, I take back. I'm sorry about that. And I'm really proud that you actually watch these slot car channels. So everyone who does content, Scalextric, everyone are watching. They're watching us. No, brilliant. And the other nice thing as well is, and I didn't put a slide up here on it, was Lee at Lee Slot Car Club, Lee Slot Cars on YouTube. He got sent some slot cars by Scalextric as well. Oh, if there's anyone, Scalextric, you could send slot cars to for a proper biased review like me, because we love Scalextric, it's Lee. Oh yeah, we are big fans. So there you go. No, I was fact checked. I said some stuff that was inaccurate. I apologize. I was wrong about those. And the lesson coming out of that from last week, from my chat with Scalextric, is if there's something that sort of doesn't look right, like the socks for me, because I told you why I personally didn't like them, and now I understand I actually got those wrong. So what I should do in the future, what they've invited me to do, is to give them a ring or send them a note just to say, give us a bit of detail about the socks or the promotion that they're doing, so you can give us the facts in the background, and then I can actually relay it in a proper light. So yeah, well done. Fact checked, I have been. No, they do watch me. They said they do watch me. Oh, Bo's saying, okay, yeah. Harry, be careful, mate. I think they're watching a lot of channels at the moment to see, where they sit in the market, how they sit in the world. They are actually constantly, I can't tell you what they're doing because they are a professional marketing department. And obviously, if I start to tell you some of the things we discussed, which are really exciting, by the way, and you know what I'm like, I'll say if it's a good idea or not, shoot me down. What they were talking to me about, there were three of them. They were in a boardroom. There was me. We were on Teams. We were all in the same room virtually. They were going into some of the stuff that got coming up through the year. I'll tell you what, right? For all of the sort of speculation out there about Scalextric, about Mike Astley, they're not letting it get to them. They are literally driving that brand forward the best they can with what they've got. And there's some quite exciting things coming up. So yeah, they are looking and they are watching around the world as a marketing team to see where the hobby is, where the niche is, where they can be to get the better leg forward. And doing things like inviting Lee Slot Cars in the mix is a great idea. And some other stuff I can't say because it wouldn't be fair, but take it from me. And I'm honest about these things, much to my detriment. It's looking good. Okay, so it is looking all right there. We'll fix. Yeah, the kit car's like anymore. Can you help me out? Doubt it. So Pat's got his doubts. Pat, if you were to talk, where did you buy the kit car from? Was it from a dealer? Was it online? Was it direct? If you were to take it to a dealer, like the model shop in Northampton, they literally give you a new one and give you that one, but give your one in the kit, and they'll send it back to Scalextric, who will replace it to them. I've done this a couple of times with faulty cars. If you got a faulty car, Scalextric I'll go say it, they're the best in the business at putting it right. So they'll either replace it or do something about it. Definitely worth doing a question on it, though. You might be surprised. Yes. I noticed that. Well done. Daz has picked up that. It's good to see Scalextric reaching out to UK GB based YouTubers rather than American, Australian. They've got their own markets in Australia and America. So it's kind of different, but it is good. It is good that, this is where the brand stems from. It was where the brand is incorporated. It was where invented. It's where it was merged from Scalex to Electrics and all of that business. So I think, yeah, it is on the money. Scalextric are having a drone over your house. Well, that's going to get shot down as well, isn't it? I'm not prejudiced over whose drone gets taken out. If it's in the air, my ground-to-air missile launcher air rifle is going to have it. I stopped short at shooting at hot air balloons. I think that's a bit serious, that one. Because we do here in Northamptonshire love hot air balloons. They're always out all over the place. Yeah, this is the thing, right, Pat? Whether you're in Canada or Australia or somewhere quite far away from the UK, Scalextric becomes as expensive as a brand as an NSR or a Thunderslot. It's really uncanny. So if they could address that situation and how to get a brand down there for the right money, then they're going to do better business. Definitely. Well, it doesn't matter. No, Pat, honestly, when I was speaking to them on Monday in the boardroom, Scalextric, that is, what they said was no, because I'd apologized for the comments that I made on the Shenanigans show because they were very cutting. When you're played a 2-second clip of those 2 sentences, a little bit like clips of the police, it's very cutting and very out of context. So when I spoke to him, I apologized for those comments, in particular about the sock promotion. And he actually said, no. He goes, that's why we like you, Pete, because you will say if it's good or if it's bad. He goes, we work with you because you do this. You know, you'll say if something's right or wrong. He goes, but the thing with the socks, you were wrong on that, which is why we've sort of having this chat. And I was like, yeah, no, absolutely, rein me in. But with feedback, they get it and they take it, and they aren't as thick-skinned as you think they might be as a brand. They're definitely not. They're not going to block you. They're not going to get upset. They're probably not quite there yet, Dave. And here we go. So Doug's coming in. I've said before, we've bought over 1,000 Scalextric car, and every single one has worked out of the box, no problem, bar a few DPR doors which got replaced. That's talking on those F1 cars from the other weekend. And that's a testament. You know, these guys have been literally through thousands of cars through their track hospitality work. Good morning, Albert. Right. Yes, Dave. We're queuing up to see that. Let's have the spud while we're there. Talking of spuds, look at that. Look at that, everyone. If you have no idea why there's this potato talk keeps coming up in the chat, and you've not had the chance to tune into YouTube yesterday at all or this morning other than this show, old Sputnik in the chat, Dave the Rave at Slot R channel, has done a cut and shut. I've said too much. No, he's basically managed to make, and I love the way you've even put wheel arches on this. I am 10 minutes into it, Dave, so I've got to finish it later. You've just got to the bit where you've worked out that you need to shorten the chassis, and you've looked at hollowing out the spud, and it's there or thereabouts. But that's what. Oh yeah, no. So I watched it. That's why you've realised you've got to do some work on the chassis. So that's where I'm up to. So yeah, hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to be watching that later, and that will constitute as one of my 5 a day, of course. Brilliant. So just for fun, tune in to Dave at Slot R's channel, because you're going to get proper, yes, proper entertained on that. Well done, Dave. I like that tongue-in-cheek humour from you. Absolute genius. I think this stemmed from Pat a few weeks ago when he started his I mean, Dave will give you the background on his video, of course, and you can get to see what I'm talking about. But he just says Pat said that about Robert Swift slots, because Robert Swift slots is literally like half man, half lathe, and he can make anything. He said, that guy can sort of probably get like a potato running, which then get lit up alarm bells in everyone's heads going, that's an idea that's not been done. And I've seen various bits of fruit and veg running around channels leading up to this moment of Sputnik behavior. So Dave's done it. He's crowned the first to do a vegetable on a track. I don't know if I can see this rolling out across Electric Dreams portfolio or not, but it's got legs. I know you've done it naked. Please do a video with a livery. Come on, do a livery on it. I just want to see what you're going to do. Martini. Give us a martini livery on that potato or a JPS. No, I know. Yeah. Martini or JPS. I don't think it's Rothmans. I don't think it's Golf. I don't know. The jury's out. What livery? If Dave was to put a livery on here, like a famous livery, like a Camel, a JPS, a Rothmans, an ICI, or whatever it may be, what famous livery would you have Dave impose on the Spud? Come on, tell me in the comments. Personally, I'm up for the Martini livery. Yes. What are we decorating the Spud? Oh, we got Golf from Shane. Oh, Kidar, yeah. Golf from Paul at Slot Car 21. Walker's Crisps, I love it. From Rob, come up with Walker's Crisp first. And then Staff Slot Cars pops in as well. Great ideas. Yeah, that's it. With the Spud, Rob, watch that video. He literally makes it from scratch. It's hilarious. Budweiser from Boykonator, Spud Mackenzie. Yeah, good shout. Relative. I like it. Right, we'll let that populate. Slot Cars of Atlanta has just arrived. Slot Cars of Atlanta is... I know this guy. Anyway, it'll come to me in a bit. Let's go on with track focus. I've just realised the time. We've been chatting for ages. Right, first up, Sebring Slot Cars and Raceways. Good morning, guys. Oh yeah, pre-war Mercedes Silver Arrow cars. We'll come back to the suggestions on the Spud livery in a bit. Great topical debate. And what I'll do is I'll run through all the liveries in the end. And Dave Slotter, I won't steal your thunder, but if we sort of collate the four most popular ones, and then what to do if you run a poll on the most popular one, and then do us a video of spraying the People's Choice livery on the Spud. Just saying, it's content idea right there. Absolutely love that idea. Look at the track. I mean, get a few boys in a room. And my track's bigger than yours. Look at the size of it. It is immense. 8-lane Furioso road. Furioso. I would literally give to have a go on this track. It's got bank corners. It's got long straights. It's got bridges. It's got everything. And the other thing I like, it's got a long desk at the back for plenty of pit box space. Yeah, Harry, you and me both, my friend. You and me both. And Paul, that is an immensely fast track. Looking good. Amphion, sorry. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you for joining me on Sunday Slot Car Sessions. Albert, Daz, do us a little like hit. You are... You've been looking for potatoes on eBay. I've got a feeling, right? We should have a potato spraying competition. Or actually get HRW, get Harry and George over at Area 51 Raceway and Shotgun Dave. Get the three of them guys there to do something. They do midget racing. They do all of these, tournaments. What we need from those guys, scratch build maestros, is we need for them to honour a Spud scratch build race. That's it. no ifs, no buts, no other veg, spuds. If they got on board with that, that would be literally hilarious. So well done, Sebring. Okay, right. So what I should do with this one is, yeah. So what's his face? Stephen Rawson. He saw a nice guy. I don't know if he lives in Croft Circuit or whether he's just took it as a reference. But this is, he got the space outdoors. It's a sunny day. There's no dew or moisture on the floor at all, but he's raised it anyway. Check out his track. He's replicated it outside. It's an outdoor track, and he's brave because it's Scalextric. So he's got to get that in before the first bit of moisture hits it. Now, one thing about this picture I want to bring to light for anyone setting up a track out there, this is not a good idea. Okay. If you're going to use digital track, this is not a clever idea to have two power bases in the same track. I've searched for you, and I'm pleased to see that he does a video on this track as well, showing a car go around. I've studied the video, and on the video, he's got one power base. He doesn't use both of them. But if you were to see this online or think it's a good idea to use two power bases, it will actually blow up your digital chips, and they'll be knackered, and you will be out of pocket by however much they cost. So just one power supply per track. If you've got a big track and you're concerned about conductivity, then get two power supplies for that power base. That's going to give you the juice. Slot Cars of Atlanta. Yes, Jamal. That's you, innit? That's why it's familiar. Yes. I knew I'd remembered it and put it together. That's why it was bothering me a minute ago, because I know that, yeah, I've been tuned into all the stuff you're doing at the moment. Is just next level, man. So next level. And yes, Jamal, last week you were shot of the week on the show. So yeah, I've definitely seen your track. And since you're on the show last week, and thank you ever so much for what you're doing, mate. It's fantastic. Keep sharing it. But last week, you had this big, like, wooden cage thing that you're making. The best comment of the week was it was Thunderdome. You made a Thunderdome. What is that? I know it's not a cat transporter, cat box. I just have no idea what you're building. That, like, cage-looking thing. So, yeah, let us know. Oh, is it? Oh, well, that shows how much I know about Scalextric then. Right, okay. So we've seen Steve's track. Moving on. Scott Elliott. Yes, Scott. Here he is. He sent me track fan. He sent me the track online. And I've got to confess, this show is going to go on an extra 10 minutes today because we've just been chatting about everything. It's a good time. And yeah, so it's going to be an extra 10 minutes today. Let's call it making up for some turbulence next weekend. Talk about that towards the end. So Scott has sent me his track, loving his work. It's at the infancy of his track. So I've got a couple more shots of it in closer detail. Loving this because he's bringing different radial radiuses together. That's nice. And he's got it raised. So he's got the bones in of getting some scenery set up around those tracks. That is looking good. I'm really, really loving that. Oh, yes. Now we know what it is. It's a Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah, right. Excellent. Thank you, because I've lost sleep over figuring out what that is, Jamal. Unbelievable. Yeah, no, exactly. I've not seen a lot of tracks like this, Paul. And likewise, I think with the scenery, it is going to pop. It is going to come right to life. And then a final one from Scott is the other side at the other end of the track. And you really see the flow now. So like Slotar mentioned a couple of weeks ago, does the track have flow? Can you see the car? Will this flow like a well-written song? Yes, actually it will. I'm looking forward to seeing some track action car videos on this one, Scott, mate. But thank you ever so much for contributing. That is exactly what we want. I tell you what, there's some serious tracks going on. Jamal, we had yours on here a few weeks ago. That was really good. So Tony Nugent is bringing us the this track, Wood Routed. I love the way it's kind of like it's a white track, because you often see tracks painted dark grey to mimic a road, but this is not trying to be something it's not. It's a big wood routed white track. It is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. Love this. It just clean. It flows. Love the little underpasses, the little bridges there. Reminds me of Sven's track. Do you remember Sven? That is really good. Exactly. Dave was just commenting on, I think, Scott's track there with the flow. And there you go, Scott. Yeah, he's in the room. Thank you, Scott, for sharing those. Good afternoon to you, pal. Good evening by now. We've been wittering on a bit. Yeah, Tone's track, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely track. And yes, it's color coordinated as well. So awesome. He's got race coordinator in the background going on too. And then, of course, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. You know, go big or go home or just show us your slots. So, you know, Travis was out there, as you'd expect, being, you know, a race in Australia, his side of the country, near to him. He had no opportunity. He had to go and be a part of it. So fair play, he did. Here's the track that the Revo Slot Nationals were raced on in Australia over the last 3 days. Fantastic track from Show Us Your Slots, Slot Car Store, and Raceway. Brilliant coverage. So I tuned in a little bit yesterday morning, tuned in a bit this morning, but they had a sign up saying they were taking a 10-minute break and they'll be back in a bit. But you've had day one live. You can see there the time on the thumbnail that's being blocked out by my merch store QR code. 8 hours. Yesterday's 8 hours. Today says it's coming up. But then I did take that screen grab last night at about 10:30. So current look, I don't know, but they've been going probably for about 6 hours already today. If you want to see what that race looked like, the setup, I know Travis has been, I don't know if he's been walking around it doing lives, but each time I see it, they've got this view on the track and they're just doing some loose commentary about the race, who's in the lead, some stats and things like that. If you want to know, you can find that on That Slot Car Guys channel under the live section. Knowing Travis, he's probably going to bring us a standalone video summarizing the event anyway, which would be really handy, Travis, if you could. Because I don't have 8, 16, 24 hours to spend 24 hours watching a live stream. I'm not retired yet. So thank you, brother, for bringing us that. Well done. Okay, so other stuff. Yes, Shelby Cobra. Oh, how cool is this car? I cannot say. It's not often I throw a car up on the other stuff section, but I'm really taken by this. Beautiful piece of kit by Scalextric. Going to do a video on it, a little review, of course. Yeah, it's the deal. But just a beautifully well-made, nice piece of kit. 10 hours drive for Travis, so he flew there. Yeah, that's about right. The straight... Harry loved that track. He remembered, he loves how it chamfers in the corners. Exactly. And Dave's like me, he can't see the other end of the track, so he'd struggle on that one. Suzuka is an epic track, says Doug, just looking at the previous track. Daz has enjoyed track focus this week. He's envious of the people who have the space for their layouts. Well, you've got a good shed going on there, Daz. You know, you can go up a mezzanine as well, bring it up and have another layer of track. So I just put that in your mind. Oh, Daz, talking of Daz, what are chances? Just a lovely roll in there from Daz. Dazula. So there's a video coming up soon, but I've got to say, right, I mean, if you've not tuned into Lee's slot cars from the week, do that. Definitely do that, because I was sitting here the other day And honestly, it just turned up out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. It was a very, very kind surprise. This turned up. Now, you're probably all familiar with these by now. I don't know if you're familiar with the new one. But look, it's a rotating billboard sign. It actually turns around. And see, I've got the issue. Well, I've got one sticker at the moment, which is this one that you can see. Now, the beauty of these things is you can actually just stick on your next billboard. Who do you want it to be? Just whop that on there. Oh, hang on. I don't like it. I'll take it off. Who's coming? It's Daz. There's no way I'm putting anything over his brand. So hang on. What else have we got? We got these new. Oh no. I'm going to put Track Fans back up there, or Slot R, or Rob Sale, and I can take it off. And, you know, I can just basically put it here, rotating like a Roman like this, and say if anyone wants to sponsor the channel and put your channel here for a small fee, you can. I'm not going to do that. I just promote people for free because you're friends and you're having a go in the slot car hobby at trying to do something to better the slot car hobby. So, you know, if you would like for 1 week your brand to pop up here, let me know. I'll put you on the list. We'll create a list, and every week we'll have three new people rotating. Two new people rotating, because quite frankly, I've glued Daz's on there. That's staying there now. And Daz is the creator of these things. So we'll have that there. Just so you can remind it. Now, these are going for a snip from Daz, so you can get these motorized magnetic racing boards. Magnetic Racing don't sell these. Daz customs these. That's why it's called Custom Slot Car Accessories. So you can only buy this from Daz Hall. Find him on Facebook. But this goes for 120 quid. It comes expertly packed in a hard case. So it turns up. Look at it. Scenery. It's got specs on it. I'm going to do a review video on it anyway, so people can just tune in on this. But I was just so excited to see this come through. I didn't expect it. I didn't ask for it. I was blown away. Someone else got one of these this week as well, and he deserves his. Yeah, he deserves his for what he's been for. I really don't deserve this, but anyway, if you want one, hit him up on Facebook. There's your digits. There are your digits. Pause the screen. So I'll just stick that there. I don't want to break it. Thank you, Daz. That is pride in place, mate. So this is going to be one of those, what I call removable ones. Take from the scenery and bring to the studio and vice versa. Brilliant. Well worth the money. Absolute super build quality. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to watch another video of me doing a review on this. So do tune in on that as well, and love that, because Daz has done superb work here. You can see it here. Rob Sale's got one at the bottom left. Lee Slotcar's got one on the bottom right. And No Shaney, Hugh's Garage, has got one. I've got one. Daz got one. Everyone's got one. Why haven't you got one? You need to get one in. Slot R. Crowdfund. And here we go. Hey. Look, I've been told I've got to promote the merch a little bit. So with the old new edition of Slot Car magazine coming out, you know, you saw me reading it when you arrived to the channel. You saw me reading it at the top of the channel. It's like scrambling. There it is. Look, I've got it. It's right here. New copy is out. It is out now. And then somewhere in there, deeply hidden, is the new merch advert for mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. And I love this, right? So anyway, we buy merch. I'll talk about merch anyway. You can buy all your t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs and stickers and stuff from there. We're developing it. I'm just getting it where it needs to be before I ram loads more. There's new designs gone on. I keep breaking the website, as I told you earlier. But really is taking off now. So the quality is good. The cost is good. The delivery's good. Sorry, Australia. We're working on that. However, what I've got to say is you lot have been caught out. And the reason I know you've been caught out You've been caught out, right? And I only realised it the other day when I went on to do something. Now, my hoodies start 26 quid because type of fabric, the amount of fabric. For about, when did we launch this new website? Must have been maybe, it was for Gaydon. So May, it was the week before that. Says first of it, May. So May, June, July. Let's say best part of 3 months, right? The website's been live. And I only realized last Monday in a blind panic, bear in mind the hoodies are 26 quid to buy on the website, that about 80% of my hoodies were listed for £15, which is way less money than I actually buy them for. And so you guys busted that you didn't go to the merch store to check it out, because you would have been buying hoodies at 15 quid in your droves. So I've sorted it out now. So you're out of luck. Unlucky. Sorry, guys. Can't sell things like massively under cost, which I was doing on the website. Oh, quid. Quid, sorry, is a pound. Quid is a pound sterling. So you got dollars, we got pounds, or quids. We call them quids. Quids in, pounds in. £20, 20 quid. Sorry, I forget that, you know, I do forget these things, Jamal. So a squid is a pound. A quid is a pound. So yeah, you guys, sorry, you missed out. I could have been ruined because I would have sold them to you at 15 quid. You know, I would have had to have done it. It's the Consumer Rights Act 2008 here in the UK. We have to do it. So, just got myself off the hook there. Yeah, there you go. Cheers, Slotar. Yeah, he's quid like buck. Absolute perfect description. Thank you, mate. You guys aren't the biggest buyers of hoodies. No. To be fair, you know, it's some people like them, some people don't. Some people want zips, some people don't. I can do generally on your merch, if you like a concept, an idea, if you like the design, I can put that onto different styles of t-shirt or hoodie for you. But anyway, this isn't the merch promotion. It was just a quick, I haven't said about the merch store in ages. So if you want, you can go up here to this QR code there, and that'll take you straight to it. So that's enough of the sales pitch on that. And right, I told you we would be going 10 minutes over. So a couple of minutes left just to wrap up the chat. And then we're out the door to get on with Sunday and have a good time on the track or wherever you guys are going in the world today. It's going to be epic. Yeah, I'm the same, kidder. I am the same. And I love pullover hoodies and zip hoodies equally. So I've got a lot of people in a split camp on that. Oh, you don't do zip hoodies. We do. We just show pullover hoodies because they look good for the design promotion, but we can put that design on a zip hoodie as well. Right, Rob, Sue, see you later, guys. Okay, so Doug, even though he was running out to do his business at Williams, is still in the room. It's obviously quiet in Williams at the moment. No worries. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. His comments are previous. So here we go. Travis live stream of Revo Slot Nationals. Easy to watch by dragging the last 40 to 30 minutes. Oh, okay. So zoom forward to the last 30 to 40 minutes. You will see the top 6 racers who by qualification finished in the top heats for the final. Excellent. Kidar is out. Out the door, getting on with it, mate. Sitting here doing artwork. Brilliant. Thanks for your company, Rob. I missed you on Friday. I wanted to go for track time, but had some other commitments, unfortunately. So that is that. But have a good day, mate. Say hello to your dad for us. Yeah, happy Sunday. Everyone, happy Sunday. So Albert, Wilf, Daz, my like monitors. So you've joined me for Pete Brown at Sunday Slotcast sessions. Just do a bit of fun of housekeeping. We're here every Sunday from 7:30 a.m. However, next weekend is going to be different. It's going to be slightly later for you UKers, and it's going to be breakfast time for the Americans, and it's going to be the middle of the night for the Australians. Sorry. But yeah, it's going to be changed next week. Going to do some pre-event build-up, get you all excited. So tune into the channel through the week for different kinds of media. It's going to be shorts, it's going to be lives, it's going to be videos, it's going to be community posts, it's going to be everything going on this week because I've got time off, real time off. Yes, so please do, on your way out, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, if you're one of the silent watchers, subscribe up, hit the cowbell, you get these notifications. We'll build our audience. So for another great session on Track Fans, have a good session and I'll see you soon. Everyone, goodbye, Track Fans. Oh, I can't find it.